the power of Grayskull, He-Man will get a new movie! I'm Sasha Pearl Raver, and this is Screen Junkies News. A He-Man and the Masters of the Universe film has been in development at Sony for a while now, but things just got real, y'all. As reported by EW, He-Man, Battlecat, Teela, and Man-at-Arms will fight Skeletor and his forces of evil on December 18th, 2019. But before you go holding aloft your magic sword, not all is right in Eternia. Having already gone through multiple directors and writers, they've now lost another director, McG, but gained Batman v Superman writer David S. Goyer. Here to talk with me about this are Joe Starr and Emma Fife.
Hi.
So you guys can see this on camera, but when I said David S. Goyer, Emma went.
Yeah, you made the face my cat makes when she doesn't want to eat what we put in front of her.
Yeah, I just, you know. Oh, yeah.
All right.
David S. Goyer.
So there's good, there's bad.
Sure.
I want to say that the last sentence in that monologue sounded like the worst part of that standard wedding toast of I've lost a son, but like but gained a daughter.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I lost McG, but gained David S. Goyer.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. In David S. Goyer's defense,
Okay.
I love Blade Trinity. And he wrote that.
You know what, girl? Yeah, me too.
Yes,
I love
that's
that.
fair. That's
I love
fair.
that stupid movie.
That's fair.
I love that. Have you seen my dog? Have you tried the lobby? Yeah. I like that.
David S. Goyer is not, he likes comic book stuff. He likes superhero stuff. Like, there's potential.
Yeah, but this is the thing is he likes comic book stuff. He likes superhero stuff. But the last sort of superhero thing we got from him was Batman v Superman, which left a little to be desired, if I'm being totally honest.
I haven't heard that opinion.
Yeah, I know. Everybody loves Batman v Superman, guys.
Yeah.
I know my opinion's really unpopular.
But I mean, everybody talks about this. In Hollywood, you were only as good as your last property. Do we let that taste carry over to our mouths when we go into He-Man? Or can we kind of like give the man another opportunity? Joe?
I think it depends on who you pair him with, because I personally think Zack Snyder and Goyer sort of bring out each other's worst tendencies artistically. And I think if you paired them with different folks, they could sort of temper and complement each other a little well. Because Goyer was involved, you know, like you said, in the Blade movies, which were the reason. The Blade movies are the reason we have 8 comic book movies a month now.
Yeah.
If you want to be super real about it, and he was involved early on in Iron Man.
Yeah.
So, you know, you pair Goyer with a Feige or a Favreau, you're going to get a far different product than if you pair him with Snyder.
So here's the big concern is, are we going to get a dark and gritty He-Man?
And that is my biggest concern, because you look at kind of the body of David Goyer's work, and it's like he worked on the Christopher Nolan Batman films, which also took Batman in a much more dark and serious direction than, I mean, obviously they got a little out of control post Tim Burton, but you know, if you look back, it was the first time that we were kind of seeing this, like, again, as you say, Sasha, like dark, gritty, just kind of sad superhero movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, and that to me is not what He-Man is at all.
No.
I mean, you look at not only the cartoon series, but also the original Masters of the Universe film.
The original masterpiece.
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe.
Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella classic.
Kissy fingers.
Yes.
Oh, man.
I am so glad.
Come on.
It's so
I am
good.
so glad.
I mean, I'm almost to the point right now where I'm like, why are they even doing this? Just remaster the original.
Right.
Remaster the Masters.
Well, look, right now, you know, I've said it before, Taika Waititi is giving us the Masters of the Universe sequel with Thor 3.
Ooh,
Yes.
That's what it feels like to
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. And so I think that's my fear, is that I feel like a Masters of the Universe film should be an homage to those great sword and sorcery films of the 1980s.
Yes.
And David S. Goyer, to me, just doesn't really scream that.
Yeah,
Oh,
look,
God.
Masters
All
of the
right.
Universe
Yeah, you're making me
is
nervous.
stupid, and I mean
In the
that
best ways.
I mean that
Yeah.
in the best way.
Yeah.
It's the story of a man in a pink tunic with a page boy haircut that, with a magic sword, turns into a big oiled up dude with no shirt and a page boy haircut.
Right.
And he fights on a talking cat. and he fights a skeleton man and a beast man and an evil
I'm so hyped, you guys. I'm so hyped.
It should be ridiculous. Like you said,
it should be absolutely ridiculous. Yes, exactly. And I want it to, because my sort of one complaint about the 80s Masters of the Universe film, which I do really love, is that it focused too much on Courtney Cox and
great role for her,
and the guy who played Paris on Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah. The keys. The keys.
The story ended up not being enough about He-Man for me. So my biggest thing that I want to see here is like an over the top, just like fun space Dungeons and Dragons adventure.
I'm loving everything that you're saying.
Yeah. That just harkens back to that 80s camp.
It should feel a lot less like BVS and more like Flash Gordon.
Yes, totally. Yes, exactly.
So who should be in charge? Like with McG, I don't think 80s. I think like late 90s, early aughts, Fast Lane, Charlie's Angels. Not that I'm mad at Fast Lane. I enjoyed that show tremendously.
Right. But
who would you put in charge of this franchise? And let's maybe think about taking David S. Goyer out of the equation. Yeah. But give me a director first. Emma, give me a director.
Well, considering keeping David S. Goyer in the equation, there's the word, I think that somebody who actually would do a really interesting job kind of tempering him so it didn't get too dark would be Scott Derrickson, who directed Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Because I think he did a really nice job with that film of taking, there is kind of a dark, serious subject matter in Doctor Strange. It kind of all evolves out of him like being a jerk and losing his ability to, use his hands, and he's a surgeon. But the thing about Doctor Strange was, even though, yes, it was kind of built on this serious foundation, it was still a very funny and fun movie. I mean, you look at that whole sequence where he has like the fight with the cape. That's genius.
I love that sequence.
And that's what I'm saying is like you want fun, silly stuff like that in a film, and I think that Derrickson could work with Goyer to, make him not so Batman v Superman.
Totally.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joe?
Along the same lines of, keeping Goyer in the picture, I want someone who can take Goyer at his grimdarkest and twist it into something still dark, but kind of fun and weird. And so I'm going with David Gordon Green, who directed Your Highness. He directed Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
If you've never seen Vice Principals, I basically want to take Vice Principals and just slap Masters of the Universe onto it.
Did he direct all of those or just a couple of them? Because I loved that show.
Yeah, he directed the whole series.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's a guy who can take what is going to be probably a dark script and still sort of find the humor in it, even if it makes you uncomfortable sometimes.
Interesting.
So if you're gonna pair anyone with Goyer, I want someone who can make lemonade out of his dark lemons.
Yeah, well, and you brought up earlier Taika Waititi, and I think that would be a great opportunity for him. Like, obviously, he's going to crush Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, I mean, he's making this movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Thor Ragnarok kind of is this movie.
But I'm having a thought. What if we let, like, a Ryan Reynolds have a directorial sort of crossover? Just because I feel like he could bring that sly humor. It's probably just because I'm still thinking about Blade 3.
Well,
that's probably why.
And I also think, too, that with Ryan Reynolds, if he did work with David Goyer, because I mean, if you look at something like Deadpool, which obviously is it's brilliant, but there is kind of a darkness to it as well. It's like a very dark kind of humor, and I do think that Ryan Reynolds could potentially turn this into something that is, kind of messed up, but still really fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of actors, there was initial casting rumor that just made me scream my face off because it makes me so sad and angry, and that is Kellan Lutz. Kellan Lutz was up for. Oh God! I can't even! I'm gonna throw my pen at the screen. Why are you doing that, Jonathan? Stop it! Stop it, Jonathan! Stop being mean to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Twilight fans. There are plenty of things to enjoy about that movie.
Apologize to your crew. You just yelled at your crew.
I am sorry, Jonathan, but I am more sorry to my eyeballs because no Kellan Lutz, no. So apparently he was going to come in and ruin this movie. I'm just saying it. Sorry about it. Who should actually be He-Man? Because it should not be Kellan Lutz.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a Channing Tatum type role,
Emma, Fife,
Like-
woman after my heart.
Come on, because again, you want it to be somebody that can handle the humor of He-Man and Channing
And the
Tatum's
abs.
and the abs. Yeah, you need the total package.
Yeah,
you need
totally.
abs, a good face, and a sense of humor. Channing
Yes.
Tatum.
For sure.
You know, here's my problem with that. Channing Tatum is a pretty good actor. And I don't want a good actor.
Oh, you want somebody?
this role.
You want
Now-
somebody with the caliber of Kellan Lutz?
No. Hear me out. Now, as much as I have always hated what I call Wizard Magazine style casting, which back in the day,
Right.
Wizard Magazine would be like, let's dreamcast the Avengers. And like everyone would be like pro wrestlers and stuff because they like bear passing resemblance. But this is a movie where I just want a guy that, just a big brute of a dude that sort of looks like He-Man to barely speak lines. So I want to go into the roster of the WWE and cast directly out of there. I don't know if it's Triple H necessarily. I don't know if it's Dolph Ziggler, but I want
Wait, what about John Cena? John Cena's actually really good.
John Cena might almost be
Too good of an actor for you.
Oh God,
Too good
I
of
just
an
want to see
actor
John
for
Cena
what
in
I
that
want out
wig
of this movie.
so badly, like that perfect little.
Actually, yeah, I do.
Oh, man.
I would absolutely adore seeing that. But yeah, I want. In fact, I want this whole movie to just be professional wrestlers.
I'm into that.
Yeah, I want Ricky the Dragon Steamboat to play Man-at-Arms.
I can see that.
Yeah, I want this whole thing. I want Charlotte Flair to be Teela.
Right. Who do you want to be Skeletor then?
Oh God, who would make a great Skeletor?
Andy Serkis.
Andy yeah, you know, you could pull in a genre respected actor to balance out this this roster of meatheads that I want the rest of the speaking roles. But yeah, that's what I want from this movie, is for it to just be bad. In the best possible way.
But as you
But
said,
in a
like
really fun way.
Yeah, intentionally bad.
Yeah.
Intentionally bad.
Yeah.
That's why I think I don't know about directing, but if you were going to take Goyer out, I want Key and Peele to write this. I think,
yes!
right? Like they.
Oh my God!
I don't want this movie to be so self-aware.
And now
that
I
it's
just want
Batman.
and now I want Keegan to be Skeletor. Like he would be so
And
great as
Jordan Peele can
Skeletor.
direct.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Like I don't want this to be so on the nose that it's Lego Batman, where it's just
Right.
where it's practically the honest movie of He-Man. And don't think we didn't notice, Lego people. Yeah, I think those guys can pay such good attention to genre that they can really elevate the silliness without outright being like, this is silly. So yeah.
And now that you're
Yeah, I
talking about
totally
it, I'm like,
agree.
man, Lord Miller could also crush this. Oh, you guys, December 18th, 2019 seems so far away.
Look, that just means you have plenty of time to apply your body oil and really tan up and really come out for Masters of the Universe. Yeah.
With a beautiful pageboy wig.
Or alternatively, just starve yourself and go full Skeletor.
Yes, exactly.
Options like that.
But it's interesting with Skeletor because it's like you gotta have like the skeleton face, but like he's still pretty ripped.
Yeah, totally.
So
It's weird. That's a challenge. That is a challenge for an actor.
Maybe John Cena will play all of them. But we want to know, are you guys excited? Who do you want to see take over as director? And who is your perfect He-Man? Let us know in the comments below. You can tweet us at SJ News. Make sure to like and subscribe. Of course, you can always click here for more Screen Junkies news. Be good.